Welcome to Grandpa Hill's Stories. I am Grandpa Hill. For my children, my grandchildren, and all children, what you're about to hear really happened to me. So this is a story about my first and only driver's test. I was again 16. I'm interested in a car and all the rest of the stuff. And I got to drive a 1970 and a half Ford Torino. And I don't know why my dad was interested in calling it a 70 and a half, but back then when the new model years came out, and it was a blue Ford Torino. So I'm driving this Ford Torino, and I've been practicing with my dad and stuff like that on my permit and my mom, and it had a very special feature that Catherine might not like if she goes to take her driver's test. That is, it was a stick shift. And that was a thing in our house, is that because stick shifts were probably going to be around, everybody who took a driver's test had to use the vehicle that was a stick shift. And my sister had some issues with that. I didn't have too many issues with stick shift because I'd driven the tractor a lot, doing gardening and farming and stuff, and the clutch didn't work quite the same, but I understood what the clutch was, and the clutch had to grab, and you had to have RPMs and all the rest of this. I knew the math behind it, and I also knew the way it felt underneath my body when the clutch was grabbing. So I'm go to get my driver's test. I think it was in Madison Heights, Michigan, and being, like maybe 1973. So I come up there with my dad, and he stays at the office. I get with the officer. Back then, it might have been a state trooper in Michigan. I'm not sure if it was or not. But I'm getting in the car. We go for a ride. We just go for a nice little short ride. We go down this road. Speed limit's like 45. Then we make a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn or whatever. We're driving along, and I think I'm doing okay. And then this fellow that's giving me the test, the officer, says, "Do you know what the speed limit is here?" And I said, "Yes, I do. It's 25. "Do you know how fast you're going?" "Yes, I do." I didn't say it quite like that. "I'm going 35. Or I was going 35. And he says, kind of like, "You got an explanation for this? I want to hear it." Like police officers, they probably get entertained by all the stories that kids tell them about why they're going too fast. And I said, "Well, it's like, this is a stick shift. It's not the best of cars. When I lift my, if I don't get the RPMs up enough, I won't successfully put it in third gear, and it will stall. So I take it right to 35, do my shifting, and then it's 25. He believed me. No, I don't know if he believed me. He passed me. He might have just liked my answer. My driving was pretty good, but I didn't watch my speed too well. And 10 miles over the speed limit, even for a second, is not a good way to take your driver's test.
Wow, that was exciting! Grandpa passed his driving test on the first try!
Marshmallow?
Yes?
Did Grandpa tell a lie to the officer?
I don't think so. I think as soon as the officer started to question, he figured out what the speed limit was.
Do you think the car would have stalled if he had stayed below 25?
Yes, I do. I think Grandpa didn't know as much about shifting as he thought he did. He also didn't know as much about the speed limit as he should have. At least, that's how Grandpa remembers it. And his stories are as true as he can remember.
I guess so. But do you think he would tell his own children and his grandchildren and all children to make excuses for driving too fast?
No, Garth, I do not think so.
Yeah, me too. Wouldn't he try to tell them and teach them to be good drivers, to be honest, and not to speed?
Of course he would, Garth. You know Grandpa Hill better than most puppets I know.
Oh yeah? How many puppets do you know?
Well, there's Smokey the Bear, Chi-Chi, Chab, and Uncle Munkle. There's Mole and Mr. Hippo, Cannonball and Clover. I guess I do know a lot of puppets.
Maybe if they listened to Grandpa Hill's true stories, they could get to know Grandpa Hill too.
You're right, Garth. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome, Marshmallow. Hey, where are you going?
To go share Grandpa Hill's true stories with everyone.